Hi guys, we're back on Ballots and Brew for WMSC. I'm currently here with Warren Rigby, who was just a part of the watch party. And I have to ask, after we having both projected winners of New York City and both New Jersey, how was it in there?
I think that students were excited, right? They're excited to see how this is unfolding, right? I think that what we're seeing is our students want change, right? And I think that these two candidates are an opportunity for that change. And so I think that really it invigorates them and gets them excited about it.
Yeah, it seemed like everyone was very excited to be here. Everyone was being very polite with each other. It was really nice to see.
I like events like this because it shows that regardless of what your political views are, you can come together as one unit, right? You can be in a space with somebody that has completely different opposing views than you, but at the end of the day, it emphasizes that just because you have different political views doesn't mean you can't find strengths in areas where you kind of connect with the same thing. And so this event specifically really kind of highlights that and emphasizes that, regardless of where you fall on the political spectrum, it's an opportunity for community.
Yeah, how do you think also the outcome of the students were for this watch party? I know there was a lot of things all around campus about it. I heard a lot of talk.
I think the students were excited. We did an event like this last year for the presidential election, and so this is becoming to be one of our staple events. And we're excited about that because we want to bring that back to that community piece, right? We want to bring our students together as in a sense of community so that they can kind of watch this together, right? No one should want to watch this alone and be at home by themselves. And so why not come out, get some free pizza,
have some fun.
Meet some new people.
Yeah, and this has become a staple. I know last year was a big hit as well.
It was.
Yes, were you there?
I was. At the time, I was the graduate coordinator that oversaw civic and voter engagement, and then I transitioned into the full-time role now.
Yeah, speaking of civic and voter engagement, I wanted to say, what does your job involve? And, how do you get people to engage in politics who normally wouldn't?
So my job really involves access, right? And getting them access to having the ability to vote and having their voices heard. And so, but it's also a big part of educating them too, right? We need to educate our students as the importance of why they need to vote and why they need to participate in our elections, right? And I actually had an opportunity to speak with the students after they had called for my key, and this right here kind of emphasizes and shows that you going out to the polls and going out in numbers really does make a gigantic impact, right? Every vote counts, pins, and that's the reality. Every vote 100% counts. It doesn't matter, because I think a lot of times we hear college students be like, well, my vote doesn't count, right?
Absolutely.
New Jersey's been blue for so many years, but I think what we saw with the presidential election, right, we were more purple than we've been in recent years, and so that kind of highlights and emphasizes the importance that we need to do this work. And we really just kind of need to work with our students and kind of help them remember and remind them why they need to participate in democracy, because it is their opportunity for their voices to be heard, but it's also an opportunity to hold your elected officials accountable.
Yeah, absolutely, and I feel especially Gen Z has, pushed through with politics. I feel like because of social media, it's been a bit more of an easy access, and we've been going out more for...
But I think that there's a challenge with that too, right? I think that when we utilize, and if people are only using social media, right, that's where the challenge comes in, because all the information, social media has changed a lot over the last year, right? And so,
absolutely.
All the information that you're not always getting 100% accurate information from social media, so please always make sure that you're checking, reliable sources as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So will this become something that we'll do in the future? Midterms are coming up next year.
They sure are.
Yeah, will this be another watch party staple?
I think so. I think that the students have spoken, and I think that this is something that the students like, and so we want to make sure that we continue to offer that for our students.
Great. Thank you so much for
Absolutely.
letting us talk to you. Yeah, back to you guys.